Hey, thanks for joining me, everyone, today on this June 12th, 2023. I'm Tom Coffee and Nuance. That's the social media handle. And we are streaming live every day, Monday to Friday, on YouTube's and on the Rumble, rumble.com/coffeenuance/live. Bookmark it. And there's a link in the description. If you haven't signed up yet, do so today. Let's make this happen. Today, we're going to talk about, can you entertain a thought? Can you do that? Or are you trapped in a world where cognitive flexibility has gone the way of the CD player? Now, it's become quite fashionable to be closed-minded these days. It's like the latest trend on social media. Hashtag ignorance is bliss. Let me tell you, folks, ignorance is not bliss. It's a blissful ignorance of epic proportions. It's like refusing to use Google Maps and relying on an old atlas when you're trying to navigate the highway of life. Yeah, good luck with that. No. I don't mean to sound like a snobbish intellectual elite here, but come on. The ability to entertain a thought without immediately accepting it is not just some highfalutin concept for ivory tower academics. It's basic human decency. It's the mental equivalent of listening to someone without interrupting them every 2 seconds. Can we bring that back, please? Yeah, in this hyper-partisan world, we become masters of the knee-jerk reaction. Someone presents an idea that doesn't align with our preconceived notions, and we go full-on Hulk mode, ready to smash. But here's the thing. Being able to entertain a thought doesn't mean you have to marry it, folks. It's like going on a date. You can have a conversation without proposing at the end of the night. I'm not saying we should let every wild, crazy notion run amok in our brains like a toddler in a candy store. No. We still need a filter. We need critical thinking, rationality, and a healthy dose of skepticism. But we also need the humility to recognize that we don't have a monopoly on the truth. Shocking, I know. After all, life's a comedy. If you can't entertain a thought, then you're just a punchline nobody wants to hear. My name's Tom Coffee. This is the Coffee Nuance Show, best censored commentary and news show live. Right now, flame on. Yeah, we're talking about the idea of, can you entertain a thought? It was interesting. I was chatting with a friend of mine yesterday on the phone, lives in Austin, and we were talking about stuff, and often when I would bring stuff up, he was just so closed off to even wondering about something. I brought up RFK Jr. and he just like, oh. I said, oh, well, what do you know about the guy? And he's like, I don't know. I just heard he's bad. The podcasts I listen to don't like him, so I don't like him either. That was kind of the reaction that I got. And it's just like, really, dude? The dumb podcasts you listen to don't like the guy. You don't know anything about him, but you already have a closed mind. Okay, sure. Yeah. But I don't think ignorance is bliss. I don't. I think, as far as I know, we got one shot at this life, right? As far as I know, that's it. Why don't you want to try things out in your head? Just check out some ideas. Maybe you don't agree with them. That's cool. But the thing is, if you just default back to everything that is given to you, you're not coming up with your own opinions, right? Your opinions are just being assigned to you, and you're just taking them like a chump, right? If I had all the same opinions that I had when I was 12, right, I'd be an idiot. If I had all the same opinions I had when I was 25, I'd still be an idiot, right? We need to be able to entertain ideas without just immediately dismissing them. So that's my challenge to you on this Monday, bright Monday here in Portland, Oregon. Oh, we got, it's bright outside, beautiful outside. I can't wait to go out there and start getting things done. We got a number of stories to get to today. I think you're going to like them, including an update from something that I've talked about in the past. So let's get to the first story, and it's about revenge travel, whatever that is. Revenge travel. It's the latest craze in the world of vacations. It's like people are saying, I've been cooped up so long, I'm going to take revenge on my own sanity by subjecting myself to airport lines, overpriced tickets, and the joy of having my luggage lost. Delta Airlines is cashing in on the trend. Like a travel therapist, they've hired 25,000 new employees to handle the revenge-hungry crowd. So buckle up, folks. Revenge is it's a dish best served at 30,000 feet, and this summer we're all ready for a little payback. So yeah, the summer of 2022 saw travel chaos, but people continued to travel despite high prices and inflation. Delta Airlines CEO revealed a strong demand for revenge travel, with a $300 billion gap in unmet travel demand. Delta's experiencing unprecedented demand and has adjusted their business model accordingly. Travel's become more important to people, and they're prioritizing experiences. And Delta's prepared for the surge of travel and has hired and trained thousands of employees to meet the demand. Now, revenge travel is defined as a huge increase in people wanting to make up for time and experiences lost to the pandemic. So do you feel that way? Do you feel like you missed out on some trips and some experiences and some life from the pandemic? Well, then you might have a hankering for some revenge travel. I always like how they name these things. Revenge travel, it kind of sounds fun, doesn't it? Are you planning on going anywhere this summer? I'm not much of a summer travel guy. I'm more of a autumn travel guy. Works better for me. I like it more. But mainly because Portland's really only nice 3 months a year. So I don't want to miss out on that. But yeah, it looks like people are all in to get their traveling in now that the world's kind of opened up. They had all these trips planned for the past couple of years that they weren't able to do, and now it's all happening. So, whew, it's going to be busy at the airport, folks. But let me know, is there anywhere that you are looking forward to going this year? I'm still taking suggestions, so let me know. And just as a reminder, I will be going through all of your comments in the after show today. Let me see. I'm trying a new window for chat. Seems to be a little better, and I think yeah, we'll try that out in the after show. But next, we're talking about a Messi situation in Miami. If you like puns. Did you hear? Lionel Messi negotiated with Apple to join Inter Miami. They say there's no I in team, but with Apple and the iPhone, we now have iTeam. I know it's bad. Sometimes I just like corny jokes. Anyway, Lionel Messi's negotiations to join Inter Miami involved Apple. showcasing the role of sports in the entertainment industry. Most sports revenues come from streaming and broadcasting contracts. Apple's 10-year streaming deal with Major League Soccer, MLS, matches would benefit from Messi joining the league. And while Messi's arrival boosts Miami's value, its impact on the entire Major League Soccer is more significant. Apple's involvement helped make Inter Miami competitive and promote soccer as a popular sport in the U.S. So this is a big deal. Now, you should know this. I mean, you recognize Lionel Messi, right? Lionel Messi, right? Argentinian soccer star, arguably one of the best that's ever lived. And, on the back end of his career, he's coming to the U.S. This is really exciting news. But how they were able to negotiate this, I think we're going to see a lot more of this in the future. It's not just the team that's making the negotiations. It is networks and advertising and all kinds of partnerships that are involved in it. As an example, one of the things like here in Portland, we've got Damian Lillard is the superstar for the Portland Trail Blazers. But most of his money comes from shoe contracts. I think he's got a $250 million shoe contract. So, if you're a shoe company, you can have a lot to say about where somebody goes. You can really influence them. And in this case, Apple was able to negotiate with Messi to bring him to the U.S., to bring him to Miami. And it does benefit the entire league. Because I know, now, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference here in Portland because it seems like every game is sold out, right? So it's not like they're going to sell out, like you can't extra sell out. I mean, it's sold out. And pretty much every game is sold out. And so I don't think they're going to sell any more tickets just because Messi's coming to town. But a lot of the other cities that have Major League Soccer, they're going to be able to get a lot more attention, get more people to the games. There'll probably be a lot more eyes on the games when Messi's playing because, like I say, he's got a beautiful game. It's really incredible to watch someone at that level. And Apple made that happen for us. So it's kind of cool, I guess, right? Are you a fan of Major League Soccer? I don't actually watch it much. I guess I'll watch like the final or something. And I'm kind of priced out of going to the games here. They've become so expensive. I don't know. $100 to sit in the sun. It's a bit rich for me. And then you turn around and, beers are $15 or whatever. It just gets a bit much. But I think this is going to bring more people into the game, more people for the sport, and that's going to be good overall for your entertainment value. But next, we're talking about the U.S., and this will have a follow-up and some international news. See, I gotta work on my fonts have been corrupted on my computer. Look at that, I can't even get a Z. It says U.S. citizen detained in Russia. Yeah. Anyway, did you hear about this? He is detained in Russia for allegedly being involved in the narcotics business. Talk about a cultural exchange program gone wrong. Seriously, this guy appeared on a CNN show in the past talking about censorship and government corruption in Russia. Remember, folks, when you're traveling abroad, always check the local laws before getting involved in any international business opportunities. Trust me, it's better to stick to sampling the local cuisine than ending up in a Russian courtroom. And remember, niet means no in any language. So here's the story. U.S. citizen named Travis Michael Leake has been detained in Russia on accusations of involvement in the narcotics business. U.S. State Department is aware of the situation and is providing consular assistance. Leake had previously appeared on CNN episode discussing censorship, government corruption. The arrest came at a time of strained U.S.-Russia relations due to the conflict with Ukraine. So it's interesting that this is a story that CNN is carrying. Apparently, it's a big deal if a U.S. citizen is detained in Russia. And, we remember Brittany Griner, the female basketball player, who was caught with some like hash oil, something like that over in Russia. And she was detained for, she was in jail for a couple months. And other people have met that. But it seems to be a big deal if a U.S. citizen is detained anywhere in the world, right? Anywhere in the world, CNN does a story about U.S. citizens being detained. Right? That's what we're told. And, a couple weeks ago, maybe it was last week, I told you about Gonzalo Lira, who's a U.S. citizen who's being detained in Ukraine. Well, I'm sure that CNN is covering that story as well. Look at it here. Here's the CNN site, and you put in Gonzalo Lira. Look at that. No results. 0 results on CNN. So I guess what we've learned here is if you want attention, if you are going to be accused of a crime, make sure that it's in Russia and not in Ukraine. Because in Russia, they'll get some press, they'll work with the consulate, they'll try to figure stuff out, try and get you released. If that happens to you in Ukraine, you're effed, right? You're up the creek, no paddle. Anyway, hypocrisy much, CNN? Anyway, and the thing is, I don't know anything. I don't know if this guy was actually in the narcotics business. I think if you're an American, I don't think that can let you have an excuse that you shouldn't be jailed for dealing drugs in a foreign country. But we'll just have to see how this plays out. But I'm glad that this guy has a little attention on his case, and hopefully he will be able to provide the best defense he can. And, I wish him well. And now we've got another update. Why did the indigenous children in the Amazon survive in the jungle for 40 days after a plane crash? Because they knew the best snack to pack for emergencies. Cassava flour. Forget survival kits, folks. Just grab some flour and you're good to go. I guess the lesson here is when in doubt, always trust the power of carbs. So this is an update from a story I told you about a couple weeks ago. 4 indigenous children survived a plane crash in the Amazon that killed 3 adults. They spent 40 days in the jungle before being found alive by Colombian soldiers. The children relied on cassava flour and their knowledge of the rainforest to survive. They're taken to a hospital for treatment and are expected to remain there for 2 weeks. The search effort involved the military and indigenous communities working together. The children's rescue was a remarkable story that captivated the nation. So this was originally, there we go. This was originally going to be a good news story. So I think 2 weeks ago, I had the good news story that these kids were saved. And then right before I went live with my show, I saw an update that wasn't true, that they didn't find the kids. And I thought that to be weird. That was just kind of a weird thing. that it would be reported that, hey, we found the kids. And then they said, no, we didn't. That was a mistake. I thought there was something odd about that story. I still think that there's something odd about this story. I don't know what, but it's weird. It is a weird story. But now they finally come out and said, this is like, I guess, a week and a half later, yes, the kids did survive and we found them. What do you think really happened? Because this is just weird to me. I don't even know what to think about it. Because they had all the facts right about, they found the kids and the adults were dead. And then 10 days later, they say, oh, no, we found the kids and the adults were dead. I kind of think they found the kids before. But I don't know. I'm not there. But very interesting story, though. Speculate in the comments. I appreciate speculation. But this is a good story. How do you think your kids would fare if there was a plane crash in the Amazon, right, in the jungle? Do you think they would be as resourceful as these 4 little Colombian kids? Oh no. Let's hope so. But anyway, I just wanted to give you an update on that. And lastly, we've got some good news. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You hear about the 14-year-old animator? He worked on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Talk about a real-life superhero. I mean, most kids his age are struggling to build a decent Lego car, and this kid is animating a whole scene for a blockbuster film. With great talent comes great responsibility. This kid is carrying the weight of the animation world on his 14-year-old shoulders. Yeah, so Preston Matanga, a 14-year-old fan turned professional animator, created a Lego scene for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Here it is. His work caught the attention of the film's directors and producers, who were amazed by his talent. And with their support, Preston animated a scene and found a new passion for collaboration. This experience has brought him closer to his dream of becoming a full-time animator and director. And if you look at this scene here, this is just really something that this was done by a 14-year-old. I mean, it is pretty impressive of anyone of any age. And so for me, this is the good news story of the day that, if you got your kid and they're spending too much time, they're working on these silly projects, well, maybe this silly project can be something phenomenal. Like getting into a Spider-Man movie, Like, that's good news. And it really does show that we're living in incredible times with incredible opportunities for people if you pick the right thing and work hard at it and have a lot of luck, right? Luck is a big deal here. That great things can happen. So I'm really impressed by this little thing. I'm not really a Spider-Man guy. I don't really get this kind of stuff, but I do admire the talent in it. I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, did you see the Across the Spider-Verse movie, and did you see the scene in Legos that he did? If you did, let me know in the comments. And yeah, stick around for the after show. I'll be going through your comments on YouTube and on Rumble. And but that's it. It's a Monday. It's beautiful outside. I hope it's beautiful where you are. Get out and do something. But I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, peace. Did something wrong. What did I do wrong here? What did I do? Huh. Don't know. Don't know what I did. Somehow I've messed up the colors on one of the things. Anyway, let's check out the chat. I'm trying something different here. If I could get a couple more comments, I'd be able to show you. But anyway, over on Rumble, Duggo's saying what's up, and Miranda says she's going to get glasses later today. Yeah, we've been hearing that story. Let's make it happen. Hope you get your glasses soon. I don't know how I could survive without seeing well. There we go. Let's just get rid of that altogether. Okay, so Natasha says, I've been entertaining the flat earth theory thought for a while, but I'm 99% sure it's wrong. Well, see, that's the thing, is you can find entertainment anywhere, and you can entertain ideas like the flat earth theory. And you can entertain it just for your own amusement and just to work through it. Now, clearly, the earth is not flat. Well, how do you know, Tom? Well, I don't know. There's a million ways I could prove it. I did live north of the Arctic Circle for a while. The 70th parallel, way up there. And I was able to take a little trip up around the North Pole in a little plane, one of the little puddle jumper things on a little fishing trip. And believe me, when you're up there, you learn how it works. Especially in the summer where I was, the sun would never set. And you could just see where the sun was on the horizon, and it moves around, and there's really no explanation for that on a flat Earth. Like, it just doesn't have any logical sense. But anyway, I digress. It says, your friend in Austin is just like the majority of Austin. There's a few rare free thinkers there, though. It's interesting, because I think of Austin, for whatever reason I think of Austin, I kind of think of... I don't know, a libertarian type mindset, although I know that that's not the majority, but that's just kind of the stereotype that I have about Austin. Yeah, there's a lot of that today. And I think life's a lot more interesting if at least you can listen to something and go, hear them out and go, yeah, I'm not into it. That doesn't make you a dumb person. That makes you a smart person, to be able to listen to ideas and then decide for yourself. Literal revenge travel. Okay. Any word on Gonzalo Lira? Not that I can find. There haven't been any updates, and there hasn't been any more news in the corporate media about him. So I will be looking out for that. If I get any news, I will pass it on to you. Gonzalo's crime was spreading truth and being entertaining. Well, a lot of people agree with that. Jody has given a heart. Thank you, thank you. Is that a new mask in the background? This here is not a new mask. This has actually been here. This has been here the whole time, but it was hard to see, and I didn't have it lit right. So, yes, this is another mask, but it just been hiding in the background because I hadn't figured out how to light it properly. And I still haven't. Still working on that. Anyway, that's all I got for today. let me try one thing. Let me see. Okay, so look what I've done now. I figured out a way with the chats in the chat window that in the past I wasn't able to scroll, and now I'm able to scroll. So that was something that I've been wanting to improve, and it looks like now I've figured out how to do it. So that's kind of cool. In the past, every time the chat was up, it was just static, and I couldn't. I was not able to scroll up and down. So I've sorted that out. Yay! I'm making progress, and that's what I encourage you to do. Keep trying to make a little bit of progress every day. Eventually, we'll get there, right? Poco y poco se va Dios. Anyway, hope you all have a beautiful day. I will see you mañana. Peace.